Okay, this is going to be a reaction to Vegan Gains asks Fit X Fearless for dating advice.
Um, Before.
How's it going, man?
Hey, good, thanks.
Where you
Yeah,
calling from?
Canada.
Okay. How can I
Yeah,
help you?
so I've had a interesting. I don't know if this. I have no idea what that was. Well, I've had an interesting few years. I got married when I think I was 23, 24.
Do you remember the marriage? It was like, I guess you deleted all those old videos, but like, they actually did a video on the marriage, and it's like they were wearing hoodies. It was like the most casual wedding I've ever seen, and like some of the other guys were like filming on their phones and stuff. I don't know if they were YouTuber friends.
I was dating my wife for about a year before we got married, and we just recently decided to separate. And I'm not hurt about it. The relationship kind of ran its course. I learned a lot from the whole experience. I kind of learned that people are the way they are. If you kind of notice, even with younger women, like there's a
If he's like 23, then it would have been married for like 8 years, which is actually pretty good going, I think, by today's standards.
this idea that you can kind of mold them into what you want to be. People are the way they are. And women kind of play these games where they'll act as though they have kind of interest in your type of hobbies and kind of act as though, oh yeah, I want to like ride bikes with you or something. I'm big into motorcycles.
I'd say that's not just women that do that. That's kind of a lot of people on both sides of the sex divide do that in relationships at the beginning, or even for like a lot of it. Though I'm not going to say anything about the kind of personalities that do that, but it's kind of common that someone will become interested in the hobbies of their partner.
And then it turns out once you're married and once they realize like, okay, things are locked in, they get very complacent. And I think that's part of why the relationship kind of failed. It was kind of doomed from the beginning. And we just weren't.
But like I said though, like 8 years, like that's still kind of good. So 8 years plus the 1 year, that's 9 years. That's like kind of a long relationship.
Kind of perfect for each other. And yeah, I think being in that kind of situation where you're married and there's a pretty good certainty that you can't just walk out. If things aren't kind of going the way you want them to go, you can't say, I think we're going to part ways. I'm just going to date somebody else. And that kind of makes women complacent. And I've learned marriage is just a bad idea for men.
I mean, I don't know if it makes. I mean, yeah, it will make some women complacent, but it's going to make some men complacent too. I think maybe people can just get complacent in marriage. Just saying.
My divorce definitely isn't going poorly. She's not like a terrible person or anything. It was an amicable breakup, so I don't have to pay like alimony. I haven't lost like half my money or anything.
Well, you'll hope you don't have to. I don't know what the laws are in Canada, but couldn't that change?
So things are going good. As far as life goes, I'm making good money and I get to keep more of my money because I don't have to support my wife anymore. She's got her own place now. So, yeah, the only thing I kind of wanted to ask you about was like maybe some stuff on hair and some fashion tips because two things I'm not great with is fashion. I think I look pretty good when I go out on my motorcycles because I am into like motorcycle fashion. Girls always when I like pull up at a gas station or, you know,
Like I gotta say, like if you got like good fitting motorcycle gear, it's very what's the word? Complementary to your figure, especially because it's got padding and it's kind of in the right places and stuff.
when I'm stopping at a restaurant or something, I get a lot of compliments from women saying, "Oh, your bike looks really nice," or "I really like your jacket." but I have no freaking idea. Like, I don't know, normal people clothes. And I don't know if you could give me any advice on like hair. My thing here is like kind of.
Okay, I got you. But listen. Before we get to that, the looks max and stuff is surface.
Like no homo here, but like I think Vegan Gains is a pretty good looking guy. He's in like good shape. He's tall. He's like big but not like fat. I think he's not gonna have a problem being physically attractive to a lot of women.
Level things that you can change, right? But we got to talk about the marriage because that's gonna play a huge role into
Sure.
your future relationships. So guys try to like gloss over that. So number one, I always tell guys, right? I say before she even becomes your girlfriend, you got to date her for 2 years. And then guys call me crazy.
I think
And then
that's
this
So like before they become a girlfriend, you date them for 2 years. I think he's talking about like being a player, you know, as in like having a. I'm not going to say the word stable, but like having lots of women that you date at the same time. That's what he's talking about, which isn't kind of realistic for like a lot of guys, I don't think. I mean, maybe when you're younger you can do that kind of shit, but I think when you're older, it's for the average person. I don't think it's like that easy.
kind
I
of
think that's sensible.
yeah. So you were dating her for a year, and then you married her within the year.
Yeah, some of that had to do with it being a long distance relationship at the beginning.
Why
She
were
was
you in a
from
long
Belgium.
distance
I'm from
relationship?
Canada.
Why were you in a long distance relationship?
They say like distance makes the heart grow fonder, but it just makes it grow weirder.
Well, I actually am diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder. So there's very few people that I'm genuinely interested in. If I were to do everything all over,
Like, obviously, I'm not like a psychologist or psychiatrist, but maybe he's misdiagnosed with that? Because from what I understand, like sociopathy or whatever, he doesn't really come across to me as a sociopath.
again, knowing what I know now, I probably wouldn't have bothered, but I don't regret the relationship. I learned a lot. I grew a lot as a person, and I think some of the really good things that have happened to me.
I think that's like a really good attitude to have when you broke up with someone. So I think Vegan Gains is going to be okay if he keeps that good attitude. Let's just hear that again.
Knowing what I know now, unless like there's very, unusual circumstances, I definitely wouldn't, date a foreign woman again, just because like it's a huge.
I fucked that up. Hang on.
Within the year.
Yeah, some of that had to do with it being a long distance relationship at the beginning.
Why
She
was
was
you in a
from
long
Belgium.
distance
I'm from
relationship?
Canada.
Why were you in a long distance relationship?
Well, I actually am diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder. So there's very few people that I'm genuinely interested in.
I think you should go for a re-diagnosis on that.
If I were to do everything all over again, knowing what I know now, I probably wouldn't have bothered, but I don't regret the relationship. I learned a lot. I grew a lot as a person, and I think some of the really good things that have happened to me were due to that particular relationship. So I don't regret anything, but yeah, knowing what I know now, unless like there's very, unusual circumstances, I definitely wouldn't, date a foreign woman again, just because like it's a huge hassle.
Gotcha. Okay, so don't
It's definitely a huge hassle, I think, in all instances.
get into long distance relationships.
Yeah.
Number one, date the woman for at least 2 years before you even make her your girlfriend, because you need to see who she really is as a person.
2 years. So do you mean like live-in girlfriend, or like what do you mean by that?
No, like she's she has to be part of my rotation for 2 years for me to
Okay, he said rotation, stable, same. I guess the same thing, right? One of his many women.
for me to deem her girlfriend material.
Well, that's for you
Like, I actually think that's almost kind of like a sales thing because if he's a dating coach, he's going to be selling to like guys that don't get many chicks or any chicks. So they're going to like to hear that kind of, yeah, like to have loads of women shit, you know? Which, yeah, like I said before, like when you're younger, maybe that's easy or easier, but it's, for most people, it's not when you're older.
personally, like again, I actually have diagnosed antisocial personality disorder. There are very few people I'm actually interested in. Like, I love sex, I love women, but you know, dealing with these kind of annoying personalities
Who said you
where
had to know? I didn't say you had to deal with annoying personalities. Even if
you do
you
to some
found it.
extent. You do to some extent.
Okay, hold up. You found one girl that you liked, right?
Yeah.
You dealt with her for how many years?
We were married, I think it's been, yeah, I'm 33 now. I think we got married when I was 24. So it's been like 9 years.
9 years.
Got you. So you
like
found one girl that you liked, and you was
So that's 10 years. Like 1 year as a girlfriend, 9 years married. That's kind of successful.
you stuck with her for 9 years. I guarantee you, bro. There's more than one.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So
I
what I'm trying to say is you could have avoided all of this, whether you have personality disorder or not. Being more patient with your dating life and picking the best woman. Not saying you got to go sleep around. Not saying that you got to go date 50 girls. 1 or 2 girls, no more than 3, that you are consistently dating over a long period of time before you pick the one that you consider your girlfriend. Because it saves you from all of this stuff. All I'm trying to do is
1 to
protect
2
you.
years
Yes.
of like a casual thing.
That's probably good advice if you're an absolute Chad. And I'd say, like, I'm not an absolute Chad, but when I was young, I would have a few girlfriends, like what is called, a few people I would date or whatever. But it's not realistic for most people, and definitely not someone like Vegan Gains. Not because he's like a beta or whatever the fuck they call it. Just because of his lifestyle, like he's not like the guy that goes out partying and that kind of shit.
But it's not. Hold up. It's not just, oh, she comes over and we fuck. No, we actually date. So your rotation girls, you actually date. They're not girls that just come over and then no, you actually date them.
Right. I'm not particularly familiar with this concept, and
Gotcha.
I think I'm kind of unusual in the sense because usually when I meet girls, the first thing on my mind isn't how will I like make them my girlfriend, get them into bed as quickly as possible. I actually have very low interest in people when I first meet them, and they kind of have to prove themselves to me that, you know, they're relatively intelligent.
This is like kind of why I don't think he's a sociopath, because he's not just going out to exploit women, which a sociopath probably would.
They share similar interests. They're just kind of a cool, chill person. And like there's just chemistry there. And a lot of women actually want to make moves really quickly, at least compared to my standards. So they kind of want to get the relationship thing started pretty quickly, like by, you know, second, third date or something. Like they really want, you know, they want me. But for me, like that can take, you know, 2, 3, 4 months for me to really feel comfortable enough with them where, okay, I know who they are.
This is what like I like about Vegan Gains. Like he's honest. Like that's kind of it's an unpopular opinion or unpopular stance, but that's how he feels, and he's like not afraid to say it.
I know kind of where they're at mentally, and then like that's when the actual romantic interest starts to build. I don't know if that dating strategy, like dating, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 girls at once. I don't know, like, I don't know if that would really work for me, but I
like like I'm an older guy. That just sounds like fucking hard work, really.
Like that's
Okay,
totally my
it
concept.
doesn't have to work for you. I just gave a suggestion. If you don't want to try it, then no problem. I would just say, just be more mindful with the people that you plan on dating. Now, let me see the hair. Take out the headphones. All right. So I would say you probably look better with more hair on your head,
Yeah.
right? Just
Like no homo, right? If Vegan Gains had like a big, like if you had like long dreads, or big afro, or just like long hair, I think it would suit him. Especially because he's a big guy, it would actually look really good on him. No homo.
so you can have something you can style it with.
Okay.
In terms of fashion, you got to pick a style that works for you, but you got to have that formal look as well. Like you should be able to put together a nice 3-piece suit, nice collared shirts, right? Nice dress pants, loafers, but you can also have that biker look, biker style too. That's part of it. It doesn't have to just be, oh, I'm
Like I gotta say, like when I was younger, man, I used to like dress pretty well, like a little bit dapper and shit. And people do treat you differently, and I think women treat you differently when you're wearing nice clothes. Particularly, like I had this fucking suit. I bought it from a charity shop, right? I used to get all my clothes from charity shops, but I get good clothes. And I bought this suit, and it was like £12, right? But it was like it was made for me. It was fucking amazing. And I'd wear it for like interviews and stuff. And the way people would treat me, just like in shops, like I got approached by women in a shop because this suit just looked that good. Or maybe it's partly like you feel good because you're wearing it. Like this suit was that good. I went for like a job interview for a forklift truck driving job in an agency, right? And they pulled me aside and wanted me to join the agency because obviously like I look like a salesman.
a biker, and that's the only thing that I got going for myself. I can switch it up based on the location, based on where I'm going, so I can look pretty decent. All right.
Yeah, I have
I dress like shit now, to be fair.
not gotten a suit since I was probably 16, 17 when I was doing photography.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been a while since I've actually owned any, suits
Okay.
or any real dress clothes.
I got you. So what I'm
I
gonna
might
do
look
for
into
you?
that.
Well, what I'm gonna
What suit? Tit suit.
do for you is I'm gonna send you a link. I'm gonna put a link for you and everybody else in the chat. It's my fashion ebook, right? How to make yourself look attractive and use your looks, your fashion as status, right? It's called my 7 F-Boy frameworks.
Like I don't know anything about dating. This guy obviously does, and I think like if you can say like that the clothes make the man or something, whatever, but Vegan Gains already looks good. He's already in good shape. If he did wear nice clothes, it would make him look better for sure.
All right? I'm gonna put it in the chat and I gotta get going. Okay, bro?
Okay. Oh yeah, and by the way, I'm Vegan Gains on YouTube. Not sure if you're familiar with me, but yeah, a lot of people are pointing
Okay.
at it.
This guy's got like no idea who Vegan Gains is, but then I've got no idea who Fit X Fearless is. So yeah, like obviously the divorce separation's a permanent thing because Vegan Gains is looking for dating advice. I don't know, like I think women can move on very quickly, and they do, but men sometimes need a little bit of time to chill out, let the dust settle. But I wish Vegan Gains well in his future dating life.